Okay, tips for defensive midfielders. This is a lovely position on the field that I wish my team, Arsenal, took more seriously. The defensive midfielder position, very much established in the minds of many by a guy called Claude Makelele. He was the master of guarding the centre-backs. Let's talk about it. If you're a player who loves to be that shield, I have a player in my kind of club team called Maddox. He has no interest in going forward. He has no interest in being a centre-back. He loves shielding the defence and just getting the game going for his offence. Fantastic. So this video is for people like you, Maddox. Here we go. 5 amazing tips to grow yourself as a defensive midfielder. Number 1, you have to have a defensive mindset. What does that mean? You've got to smell the danger. You've got to be focusing on your positional play. You're not having an offensive mindset which says, I need to get up the field to pass, create, and score. You have a defensive mindset which says, I have to stay back, put out fires on the field, and give the ball simply. So we're going to break that down right now. Number 2, where is my position? Your position, for the most part, is right in front of the 2 centre-backs. So let me just make that clear right now. Centre-backs, we all know where they stand. Defensive midfielder, right in front of them, okay? So you can see that it's reversed, of course, because we're on the internet. The 2 centre-backs are there. You're in front of them. Why? Because we need that extra barrier when the striker or the midfielder, the cam, the number 10, whoever is trying to break the lines and find those pockets of space in between you to create and destroy your team effectively, right? So the defensive midfielder is sniffing out those pockets of space and going into them to intercept, put out the fire, and then give simply. So positioning is key. That's where you're going to live primarily. I want you to think of yourself as a vacuum cleaner that's just picking up all the dirt in front of your centre back, your right back, your other centre back, and your left back. If the ball's moving that way, you're moving with the ball. If the ball's moving that way, you're moving with the ball. The only other thing that's really basic for a CDM, a defensive midfielder, would be this. If your wing backs are going up the field, then you're going to want to drop in to cover that position, okay? So if your left back or your right back likes to go up the field, what does that leave? Space. So if they're going up the field like this the whole time, and you're living in the middle, which is there, then there's danger here, and there's danger here. How do we fix that? Let's just say that the left back is the one going forward with the ball. This is where they are with the ball. That's where they are. You've got to look to drop into there if this person loses the ball in transition, because they're not there. So what's the other team going to do? They're going to exploit this space. So the central defensive midfielder can drop in to cover that space. A player who does that brilliantly, James Milner at Liverpool. He's an amazing reader of transitions. He drops in to the left back and right back position so that if they do lose the ball, it allows the right back or the left back time to get back into where they're meant to be defensively, okay? So that's a fantastic piece of advice that often doesn't get taught to people for some strange reason. Positioning of yourself on the field. Number 3, tackling. You have to be a master of tackling. Block tackling, slide tackling, any way you can win the ball. It's just so important, okay? Tackling is your bread and butter. It's your game. Practice, practice, practice. I'm going to do a video separately on the actual kind of mechanics of how to do a tackle. But right now, I'm assuming you guys know how to do a tackle. So become a tackling master, which leads into timing as well. That's my next point, timing. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to pick up yellow cards. We're going to pick up red cards, okay? But we have to get better at improving our timing. A good analogy that I use for kids is a snake attack or a cobra attack. When you're dribbling, when the attacker is dribbling at you, think of that person as your dinner and you're the snake. A snake gets maybe one chance to get the mouse. You got to take advantage of that. Watch for the mistake. When you see it, step in, win the ball, pass it off. Don't dive in. Too many players, even at professional level, dive in. By the time they get up, the other player's half a mile down the road. Take your time, watch the ball, win it, give it off clean. Okay? The next one, control your anger. Temperament is huge in this position. You're gonna be naturally brought into a lot more combative moments because you're the defensive midfielder. Your job is to take the ball off of people. People don't like that, especially if you don't do it in their mind perfectly, which is very rare and hard to do, right? To win a tackle perfectly. So control your temperament. I recommend martial arts. I recommend just meditation. Learn how to control yourself, because if you lose control out there, the other team are going to roll you up. They're going to get you sent off, and now you've let down your teammates. So don't let yourself down. Stay calm, and then just get on with the game, okay? The next one, keep your distribution simple. Very rare that the central defensive midfielder is also David Beckham in ability at passing the ball. There's a few people like David Luiz when he plays in the holding midfield position who's very good at diagonal passing. But usually players like Kante, Makalele, these guys that like to sit in front of the defense, give the ball quite simply. Otherwise they're called a deep lying playmaker. Guys like Xavi Alonso, who that's a different position. If you're just a ball winning midfielder, win the ball and then give it off to somebody whose natural ability or trained ability is better than yours at getting the offense going, okay? The next thing, you are the one effectively to get the attack going. So keep it simple, sure, but make it fast. If you won the ball, that's a huge advantage. You've created a transition. Get the ball going. Get the ball going to your wingers, ideally for me, and then slowly move forward with your team, but keep that position, okay? So quick transitions. And then the last one is communication. Constant communication with who's behind you because you can't see, and communication with everybody that's in front of you. If you need your left midfielder to get back and tuck in to help you, tell them, right? They can't read your mind, so tell them, tuck in, come back, I need you, support me. Stay there. I'll go, you stay. Constant communication, okay? And ask for it from your centre-backs because they can't see what's going on. You can't see if there's someone running in behind you, but they might be able to. Same for the goalkeeper. The best teams, I remember watching Arsenal when I was a kid. It was Tony Adams, Martin Keown, David Seaman. Oh my gosh, there wasn't a dead moment of communication. Constantly talking, constant, and I need you to bring that into your game, okay? So those are my tips for becoming a better central defensive midfielder. Watch this back, share it with your teammates who love that position, but thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Honestly, it means so much to me when I see that little tick because it makes me feel like you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.